These are the instructions for your Unit 3 performance task, 12 Angry Men Understanding Prejudice. Goal, an investigative writing piece analyzing how prejudice influenced the outcome of the trial. Your role, an investigative reporter. Audience, subscribers of your newspaper. These will be your readers of all ethnic backgrounds, races, genders, religious backgrounds, etc. Situation, you are a reporter at a newspaper in the 1950s. It is your job to cover the jury deliberations of the trial. You have heard that many jury members have prejudices that were exposed in the deliberation room. It is your job to investigate these claims. The product. Write an essay analyzing 3 different examples of prejudice exposed in the play and describe how this prejudice affects the decisions made by the jurors. 1. Your paper must be a minimum of 5 paragraphs long, 1.5 to 2 pages, depending on how long each of your paragraphs gets. Each paragraph should be a minimum of 3 sentences long for your introduction and conclusion, and a minimum of 5 sentences long for your body paragraphs. Number 3, use evidence from the text to support your claim. The text can still be found on your Google Classroom. The due dates are hard due dates, which means there is very little to no leeway. Due on December 14th for B-Day classes and December 17th for A-Day classes. Late acceptance will be through December 20th, and all projects will have a maximum score of 70 at that point. No projects will be accepted after December 20th because grades are due directly when we get back from break. We are using an IB rubric for this project, and we will go through that now, starting with criterion C, producing text. This is 8.14a, TEAK, plan in a first draft by developing a thesis or controlling idea. You will receive 0 for this if you do not meet the standard, which means you did not prepare a draft of any of your writing. Either does not address the prompt or does not have a controlling idea, minimal exploration of the prompt, insufficient or inappropriate details and examples that do not develop ideas will be a 1 to 2. If it adequately defines a controlling idea, demonstrates some thought, but analysis might be simple or incomplete, you're looking at a 3 to 4. This means that some details and examples that develop ideas, but evidence could be more specific or developed to support the thesis. To get a 5 or 6 in this category, you need to clearly define a controlling idea around the prompt, showing considerable thought and substantial exploration. Sufficient details and examples develop ideas and offer consistent support of the thesis. 7 or 8 on this prompt, you will need clearly and maturely defines a controlling idea that remains consistent throughout the essay, demonstrates a high degree of thought and perceptive exploration of ideas, extensive relevant details and examples develop ideas with precision. To get a 7 or 8 on this particular producing text, it's really important to understand that you need to stay on task all the way through 5 paragraphs. Make sure that you understand what your thesis is and stay on the topic of the thesis throughout. The next criteria is organization. This is 8.14b on your TEAK. Develop drafts by choosing an appropriate organizational strategy and building an idea to create a focused, organized, and coherent piece of writing. If it does not meet the standard described, then you will receive a 0 for this category. To receive a 1 or 2, utilize a clear or immature system of organization and lack transitions. Organization of opinions and ideas is jumbled with minimal degree of coherence of logic. To receive a 3 or 4, you utilize a system of organization but is formulaic and uses weak transitions. Essays may demonstrate some degree of coherence and logic, but there are occasional lapses or disruptions in the ideas. To receive a 5 or 6, utilize a clear system of organization but lapses at times. Essay is organized in a coherent and logical manner. Ideas build on each other. To receive a 7 or 8 in organization, you will utilize an effective system of organization, which means you have a topic sentence that relates to the thesis and transitions. You effectively organize opinions in a sustained, coherent, logical manner with ideas building on each other in a sophisticated way. For the final criteria, criterion D, using language, is 8.14D for your TEK edit drafts for grammar, mechanics, and spelling. This is making sure that the final draft you turn in does actually have some sort of edit done to it. If you do not meet this standard in any way, if it does not look like it has been edited at all, looks like a first draft, it will be a 0. For a 1 to 2 in this category, it uses a limited range of vocabulary but does not enhance the essay. So your vocabulary is limited and does not give any enhancing. Control of grammar, spelling, mechanics, word choice conveys ideas, but they are confusing and easy, and the essay lapses many times. To get a 3 or 4, your adequate use of language, but word choice may be vague, sentence structure is limited, control of grammar, spelling, mechanics, word choice makes ideas clear, even if simple, but essay lapses many times. To receive a 5 or 6 in language, you incorporate a varied range of vocabulary and sentence structures that can competently enhance argument. Control of grammar, spelling, mechanics, word choice is present but may have a few lapses. And to receive a 7 or 8, you're using your college level vocabulary, consistently use detailed vocabulary, sentence structure, forms of expression that effectively develop the argument. You control grammar, spelling, mechanics, word choice, and all of those are mature. If you continue to need a copy of your 12 Angry Men in order to cite things or use them as part of your evidence, then they can still be found on your Google Classroom for ELA. The second page of your handout is a graphic organizer to just help you see the flow of how your performance task should go. It's a basic 5-paragraph essay. You have the first paragraph is your introduction. You should have a thesis statement and 3 supportive ideas. They should be clearly stated as supportive ideas, how you're going to explain what you're doing or what you've said in your thesis statement. And then you should also have some sort of an introduction of your topic. This is otherwise known as a hook. In each of your 3 supporting paragraphs, you'll notice these are all the same, but in each of them you need to have a topic sentence. Tell me what you are getting ready to talk about. 3 points of evidence from the text and a concluding sentence that just sort of rounds that paragraph out and transitions you into the next. At the end of those 3 body paragraphs, you have a concluding paragraph. The first thing you want to do is restate your thesis statement, bring people back to that, recap your 3 main supportive ideas, and then overall concluding statement. This is just what would you like to leave us with? What is the last line you're going to write? Planning your essay. This gives you an opportunity and a space to plan out what you're going to say in each of your body paragraphs. So planning your essay, the first thing you need to do is create your thesis statement or your claim. And then you need to go down into your body paragraphs and begin working on answering the questions demonstrated in the graphic here. So, juror who displays prejudice, you would come in and type which juror number you wanted to discuss. in the first small box, in the second box, you will see this is where you describe how the character demonstrates prejudice in the play. And then the third box is where you will describe how the prejudice affects their decision making. For example, juror number 9, and you can see that I typed juror number 9 over here. Juror number 9 judges the old man based on his outfit, his age, and the way he acts. He decides the old man is sad and lonely. This leads juror number 9 to believe that the man may have given testimony just to have people listen to him. That's a prejudice. How the prejudice affects his decision making. Due to this prejudice, juror number 9 is more likely to not believe the old man's testimony. He is more inclined to think that the old man seeing the defendant run out of the apartment building might not be true. So, you will fill out these 3 boxes with each of the prejudice that you see. These will be your body paragraphs. So this would be body paragraph number 1, body paragraph number 2, body paragraph number 3. This is just a really great way for you to outline what you want to say. And then the very last line, you may not use the example above in your essay. Your performance task, again, is due on December 14th for B-Day classes and December 17th for A-Day classes. Thank you so much, and good luck. I can't wait to read them.